Trait approach focuses on developing pre-established values that can be observed in behavior through either directed exhortative teaching or indirectly through moral biography. This means that we should apply trait approach when we notice any behavior issues from the learners so that we can help them develop or pre-establish good values into themselves that will help them whenever they communicate or engage with others.
Good morning, everyone. As a continuation of our report, my topic number 2 is about values clarification approach. So it focuses on making students aware of their own values through various clarifications and clarifying tasks facilitated by the teacher. This approach helps students clarify their own goals, priorities, and values, making decisions and implement challenge in their lives. So, values clarification approach is a method aimed in helping students and understand their personal values through structured tasks and decisions. By engaging in activities that prompt reflections, students gain and clarify about what matters most to them, which can inform their decision making and behavior. So, for example, in a classroom setting, students may be presented with scenarios that requires them to prioritize conflicting values such as honesty versus loyalty. Through guided decisions and reflection, they explore their beliefs and points or priorities, leading to a deeper understanding of their values. Thank you.
So the third approach is the cognitive development approach. Focuses on improving moral reasoning that can be located at different stage levels and promoted through a guided discussion to resolve conflict represented in moral dilemmas. So, cognitive development approach in values education is a framework that focuses on developing a student's moral reasoning and ethical decision decision making skills through cognitive processes. So the purpose of cognitive development approach is to cultivate students understanding of values, empathy, and ethical behavior. So enabling them to make informed choices and contribute positively to society. So the example is um, as a teacher, our role in this approach is to create a supportive and inclusive environment that encourages open dialogue and critical thinking about values. So we can we can use strategies such as ethical dilemmas, role playing, and reflective discussion to promote cognitive development in values education. So, by studying and learning the cognitive development approach in values education is a crucial for students for their careers. So it equips them with the ability to navigate complex ethical situation. So make principled decisions and become responsible and ethical professionals in their choosing fields.
So, moral dilemma approach. So, situations in which the decision maker must consider two or more moral values or duties but can only honor one of them. Thus, the individual will violate at least one important moral concern, regardless of the decision. So, in this approach, the decision maker should do the right way or the another way for a specific situations on at her work. So, this another way is the commonly thing that the decision maker would would do, because this another way is the easiest and quickest way to finish the work. So for example, for this approach is in a bakery wherein Anna is a baker and received an urgent order as a wedding cake. So from that, she baked the wedding cake, and as she baked the wedding cake, she noticed that there is a shortage of egg. So from that moment, she decided, or she have come to a point that she will think that she will do the bake while using the water and the short amount of egg, or she will report the problem to the owner, which is 1 hour away from the bakery, and wait for the supply of the egg. So from that realization, she come up to a thought that if she will wait for the owner of the bakery to supply the eggs, then it is very impossible for her to finish the wedding cake in an hour. So what she did is she will come to an initiative, or come to a point that she will bake the egg with the use of water and with the use of the small amount of eggs, and then after that she finally finished baking the egg in an hour. So from that example, it highlighted that Anna has two options, whether she will continue the egg while using the another alternatives, or she will report that problem and wait for the owner to supply the eggs, which will not make him impossible, or which will not make her possible to finish the wedding day. So this approach is very common on today's situations, because from us human beings, we prefer to do the right thing, but we prefer to do the easiest thing for us to finish our work in an easiest way.
So the fifth approach is the problem-based approach. It is a student-centered educational method in which students learn about the subject by working in groups to solve an open-minded problem, which also aims to develop problem-solving skills through its self-directing learning as a lifetime habit and teamwork skills. And also, problem-based approach does not only focus on problem-solving, but also responsible for the development of other skills and attributes. So for example, the teacher will assign or give a problem to the students, then students will identify what they need to know to solve the given problem. And when the students were able to learn and know, they will then apply to solve the given problem. That's why it's really important to learn this approach, since it cultivates the critical thinking skills and teamwork and problem-solving skills of the students. So the sixth approach is the reflective teaching approach. So it is an approach where it involves examining one's belief about teaching and aligning them with the actual classroom practices. So when the teacher teaches reflectively, it's like being a detective in class. They think really hard about how they are teaching and look for clues that show if it's really working well. It's like they're checking for signs that says, yes, I am being an effective teacher. So this approach allows teachers to get better in their teaching, learn from experiences, and able to listen to their learners' needs. So the example of reflective teaching approach is the classroom observation and self-assessment. So it is really important to learn this approach for the teacher to know the needs of the learners for them to be able to meet their needs. So it encourages teachers to adapt teaching methods for different classes.
Role-playing approach. So the role-playing approach focuses on becoming aware of self and others through brief, spontaneous, verbal exchanges between students that explore solutions to given scenarios. So as we all know, role-playing is an exercise to encourage students to think more critically about complex and controversial subjects and see situations for different perspectives. So example of it is that when a teacher instructed his or her students to think critically or to role play or demonstrate an earthquake scenario. So from then, the students will develop their skills and showcase their abilities to think more critically and of course to demonstrate or to understand scenarios or realistic situations. Evocation approach. So the evocation approach refers to the students are encouraged to make spontaneously free, non-rational choices without thought or hesitation. So, the evocation approach is that in this approach, the students are forced to act according to specific desired values, and it aims to bring forth and explore the students' personal values, beliefs, and ethical principles. So, example of it is that the students' knowledge and act according to the Ten Commandments. By fostering the moral and ethical values, it allows the students to have their maximum freedom.
Inculcation approach, a method of teaching that focuses on instilling important values and beliefs in students. What is inculcation approach? The inculcation approach is a method of education where teachers aim to instill specific values, attitudes, and beliefs in the students to shape their character and behavior according to societal norms and cultural standards. What is the purpose of the inculcation approach? The purpose of inculcation approach is to promote conformity, discipline, and adherence to established social and moral norms. It emphasizes the transmission of culture, values, and the development of the sense of responsibility and respect for authority. Teacher's role and strategies. The teacher's role is to serve moral guide and authority figure that utilize strategies such as storytelling, role modeling, and direct impart value and enforce desired behaviors. Reflect on the importance of studying. Studying the inclusion approach is crucial for our future careers. Employers look for the individuals who demonstrate integrity, responsibility, and respect for authority. These qualities are essential for success in any professions. For the conclusion, remember the values and beliefs we instill today. We shape our action and decision in the future. Let's strive to embody this principle both inside and outside the classroom.
The next approach is the awareness approach. It helps students to become aware and identify their own values. Its purpose is to help students to be encouraged to share their experiences. The teacher presents value-laden situations or dilemmas through readings, films, role-playing, small group discussions, and simulations. For example, the teacher encourages students to create their own stories or narrative that explore social issues or challenges. It allows them to put themselves in others' shoes and consider their feelings and perspectives. This can be done through discussion, role-playing activities, or storytelling. The importance of this approach in elementary students is so crucial. It helps them to understand their own emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. The next approach is the moral reasoning approach. It applies critical analysis to specific events to determine what is right or wrong and what people ought to do in a particular situation. The purpose of this approach is to provide students the skills needed to wrestle with moral dilemmas that they will encounter in their daily lives. As children interact with others and encounter different moral dilemmas, they learn about the expectations and rules of their social groups and begin to internalize these norms and values. For example, the teacher rule to teach students the moral values and behaviors and act as a role model for showing students the desirable characters and traits in the school and also in the society. It is important to teach this approach to students' career so they can take their first step towards life, and it matters that they do it right. These moral values shape their attitudes, beliefs, and ideas and help them develop morally strong individuals.
Analysis approach emphasizes rational thinking and reasoning. The purpose of the analysis approach is to help students use logical thinking and the procedures of scientific investigation in dealing with various issues. This means that analysis approach is a tool that can help learners think rationally whenever they experience difficulties upon a specific person that has values issues. In this case, they can provide a good reasoning that can help them resolve the issue.
So the 13th approach is commitment approach, refers to a mindset and strategy that emphasize dedication, perseverance, and follow through in achieving goals and fulfilling responsibilities. So the Commitment approach has a major purpose, and it is to ensure the successful achievements of goals and objectives. It provides individuals with the necessary motivation and determination to overcome obstacles and challenge along the way. Example is a teacher actively seek opportunities to enhance their teaching skills and stay updated with the latest educational practice. A teachers who embody and commitment approach inspire and motivate their students, creating a positive impact on their academic and personal growth. Studying and learning about the commitment approach is highly important for students' careers because it helps them to develop a strong work ethic and discipline. Understanding and practicing commitment allows the students to set clear goals and work towards achieving them, leading to greater focus and productivity. The number 14 is union approach. The union approach refers to a method or strategy that emphasizes collaboration, cooperation, and unity and among individuals or groups. It involves bringing together diverse perspectives, ideas, and interests to work towards a common goal or objective. The major purpose of the union approach is to promote fairness and equity, ensuring that decision and action are made collectively and in the best interest of all involved parties. One example is promoting group work and collaborative project, where students work together to achieve a common objective. Teachers also encourage open communication and active listening, creating a safe space for students to share their ideas and perspectives. Studying and learning about the union approach is highly important for students' careers, help us to develop strong interpersonal and teamwork skills, which are highly valued in professional settings, allow students to effectively collaborate with others, fostering a positive and productive work environment.